UQCC 2010 was held from the 18th to the 20th of October 2010 at the ANA Intercontinental Tokyo.
Good morning, distinguished guests, delegates, and colleagues from all over the world. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the third International Conference on Updating Quantum Cryptography and Communications. As the sole public research institute in the field of information and communications technology in Japan, NICT is proud to act as the organizer and main sponsor of this important event.
Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great pleasure to welcome you on behalf of the organizers to this conference, UQCC 2010. I'd like to thank all of you for taking time and efforts to join us here in Tokyo. In 2007, motivated by the recent intensive development of quantum cryptography, we planned and decided to organize a conference updating quantum cryptography 2007.
Okay, thank you. My name is Masahide Sasaki from NICT. On behalf of the organizing committee, I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to all the participants for joining us here today at UQCC 2010. In modern cryptography, one cannot detect an eavesdropper, but rather it assumes that ciphertext can be stolen at hand an eavesdropper, and then consider how to prevent the eavesdropper from detecting it. Quantum cryptography can ensure everlasting security, and this is made possible by its ability that one can detect any eavesdropping attempt perfectly. Quantum cryptography, however, needs specific equipments, and their distance and speed are still limited. On the other hand, modern cryptography is not bounded by specific equipments and can be used in wide variety of purposes, not only for communications but also for computers. It can be long distance and high speed. So modern and quantum cryptography compensate each other and should eventually be combined to realize the safe and secure society. So this is basically the spirit of this conference. So before coming into the live demonstration, we would like to show you a short video about 9 minutes to give you an additional insight into quantum cryptography. So this is a second warm-up exercise. So here we go. Please enjoy.
Okay, so engineers from Japan and Europe are standing by at each node for the network operation. So let's call each node and let's ask their current status. The first one is Kogane node number 1 at the NICT site. The NEC team is in charge of the link between Kogane 1 and Otemachi 1, and they're represented today by Akihiro Tanaka. Akihiro, can you hear me?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So could you please explain the features of your device?
Sure. In this project, we NEC focus on the speeding up of the key generation rate in the metropolitan area network. As you know, QKD process divided into two processes. The one is photon transmission step, and the other is the key distillation step. We have to speed up both two steps to obtain the higher key generation rate. To speed up the photon transmission step, we have developed a multiple channel transmission system using wavelength division multiplexing. This system can handle up to 8 channels, and the clock rate of each channel is 1.25 GHz. And to speed up the key distillation step, we have developed a hardware key distillation engine here. We dedicated a large part of our effort to develop this hardware engine. This hardware engine has large memories, large size FPGAs, and high-speed in-out interfaces. Of course, this hardware engine can handle up to 8 channels and all processes after photon transmission, such as frame synchronization, shifting, random permutation, error correction, and privacy amplification are performed on this board. We have also been using high-performance photon detector, so-called superconducting single photon detector, developed by NICT. Today, only one channel is working, resulting in 2.0% of quantum bit error rate and 710 kbps of final secure key rate after 45 km transmission. Thank you, Miho.
Okay, thank you very much, Akihiro.
Okay, next we move to the first Otemachi node, where Toshio Hasegawa from Mitsubishi Electric is standing by. Mitsubishi Electric is in charge of the link between Otemachi 1 and Otemachi 2. Toshio, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Could you please explain some features of your system?
Okay. We have developed a system for metropolitan QKD using a decoy protocol. This is a highly stable QKD system. On the left side is Alice, and on the right side is Bob. In our system, the laser source is operated at 100 MHz to attain high-speed key generation. The quantum and classical light sources are designed using DWDM DFB laser modules at telecom wavelengths. And the MAX module is also designed for channel isolation between the two signals by more than 80 dB. We use light pulses with 4 different intensity levels, including vacuum and the signal pulse. The use of polarization in stabilization in both and planar light circuit in both sides guarantee a highly stable system. The light from the interferometer in both is detected by our single photon detectors. In our detector, commercial APDs are cooled down to -40 degrees using aperture modules. The detectors are operated at a rate of 100 MHz. The detection efficiency is several percentage and darken probability is below 10 to the -5th. This performance allows us to realize QKD under a 13 dB link loss. The key generation rate is about 2 kbps and the quantum bit error rate is about 5%. For data processing, fast key distillation is realized with standard PCs using our improved algorithm. Thank you, well done.
Okay, thank you, Toshio.
Okay, so now let's come back to Koganei, where the second node, Koganei 2, is there. So Toshimori Honjo from NTT is waiting for our call, and NTT is in charge of the link between Koganei 1 and Koganei 2. So Toshimori, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you well. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well. So you are sending single photos over the longest distance for up to 90 kilometers in the network. And could you tell us how does your system achieve this?
Okay. So we developed a system for intercity QKD by using our original protocol called differential phase shift DPS QKD. This modulation format is often used in advanced optical communications and allows simpler implementation as well as stable operation. So this is our 1 GHz clock DPS QKD system. On the left side is Alice, on the right side is Bob. This is the laser source. The light is converted into the phase modulated power stream in this box. The output light is connected to 0.2 photon per pulse and sent out to the installed fiber. The synchronization pulses are sent through another installed fiber. Our link is 19 km from Koganei to Otemachi and back. The total link loss amounts to 26 dB, which means the only 0.25% of the photon reach detected. The return light is input into a polarizing circuit in the interferometer in this box. The output light from interferometer is detected by the novel type of single photon detector with superconducting devices developed by NICT, which will be explained by Dr. Miki later. The detection events are recorded by this PC. Two PCs exchange time-slot information on detection events and generate shifted keys. Keys are uploaded up. Now the shifted key generation rate is about 18 qubits per second and quantum bit error rate is about 2%. The keys are uploaded onto the key distillation engine developed by NEC. The secure key is constantly distilled at the rate of 2 qubits per second. Even over this long-distance transmission, we are able to achieve key distribution for the one-time path encryption of voice data. That's all. Thank you, Miho.
Okay, thank you very much, Toshimori. So actually, the detectors used by NEC and NT team were developed by researchers from NICT. And here, I would like to invite Shigehito Miki from NICT to say a few words about the detectors. So, Shigehito, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So, could you please briefly explain the features of the detectors?
Okay, here we developed a superconducting nanowire single photon detector called SNSPD, or often simply SSPD, as you can see here. SSPD was originally proposed by Gregory Grossman, who will give a talk in tomorrow's afternoon session. And the SSPD mainly consists of several nanometer thick superconducting nanowire meandering structure and can detect single photon by the formation of hotspot when the single photon is absorbed in superconducting nanowire. In order to operate SSPD, nanowire devices must be cooled down to around 3 Kelvin. So we have developed SSPD system using the smallest type of default McMahon cryocooler. This cryocooler system can operate continuously with low power consumption, and there is no need for liquid cryogen. A maximum of 6 detectors can be installed in a cryocooler system. Here we prepared 2 SSPD systems. One is for NTT and the other is for NEC QKD system. And we installed 3 detectors for NTT and 5 detectors for NEC QKD system. All devices show high system detection efficiency between 10 and 20%. Short time jitter of around 100 pixels, and very low data rate of 100 Hz in 50 nanometer wavelength region. We will show you the actual SSPD system and more detailed specifications in the exhibition hall, and also present some technical information during tomorrow's poster session. Please come and see. Thank you, Miho.
Okay, thank you very much, Shigehito.
The second team occupying the Cognate 2 node comes from Toshiba Research Europe, and they are in charge of the link between Cognate 2 and Otemachi 2. James, can you hear me?
Hi, Bernard. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay. So could you please explain some of the features of your system?
So here in Kogane, we have one of the 2 Toshiba QKD devices. This is the receiver BOP. BOP comprises QKD optics and FPGA electronics working at a gigahertz clock rate. Also included is a dual single photon detector unit. The single photon detectors in this unit use Toshiba's proprietary self-differencing technique to operate. This allows rather high operation speeds, about a factor of 100 higher than detectors using conventional methods. Over at Otemachi, we have Alice. Alice is in the KDDI building. She is transmitting gigahertz phase-encoded photons from Otemachi to Kogane here at BOP. Alice also intersperses random decoy pulses along this photon stream. And this really allows us to enhance the final secure bit rate. thanks to an auto-compensating calibration technique, the Toshiba QKD system runs continuously, many days, quite stably. In fact, I can give you an update on the secure bitrate status by reading from the statistics on this PC monitor here. So over the last 20 minutes, the secure bitrate was 296 kilobits per second. And really, this is quite consistent with long-term 24-hour test data we've already acquired over the last week or so since the system has been installed. I'd finally like to make a quick comment over the fiber link between Otemachi and Kogane. As you already heard, this features quite a high loss or attenuation due to the many fiber splices along its length. However, if you consider replacing this fiber with a standard telecom, industry standard telecom fiber, with the usual attenuation coefficient, 0.2 dB per kilometer, then we would expect the Toshiba QKD system secure bitrate to exceed 1 megabits per second. Back to you, Werner, for the conference menu.
Oh, thank you, James.
Okay, so the second team in Otemachi comes from Switzerland and occupies the link between Otemachi node and Hongo node at Tokyo University. Matthew Liegland is working at the company called ID Quantique, which is specialized in network security. So ID Quantique offers a range of products for both classical and quantum cryptography applications. So Matthew, can you hear me?
Yes, Miho, I can hear you. Can you hear me too?
Yes, I can hear you. So could you please explain the detail of the devices that you brought from Switzerland?
Yes, of course. So for technical reasons, I'm not in the room where our system is located, so I can't show you the real device. But you can see there is a picture of it just behind me. So this apparatus is a slightly modified version of the quantum key server of our commercial system called a Cerberus. A Cerberus is normally composed of a quantum key server plus some encryptors to do the data encryptions. So this quantum key server is connected to another similar device in Hongo through a quantum channel. Here in the picture we see the connector of the quantum channel, and this quantum channel has a loss of about -10 dB. And so our device is also connected to one of the key agents, of course, and we see here the management port, which is used for the connection to the key agent. And so our device is sending continuously secret keys to the key agent at a bit rate of about 400 bits per second. In terms of optical platform, our device is working in a phase coding configuration and is based on the so-called plug-and-play system. The plug-and-play platform is a go and return configuration which allows to have a very high quality auto-compensation of phase and polarization. Then, concerning the protocol, we are using the SOL04 protocol. This SOL protocol is very similar to the standard BB84 protocol. Those two protocols differ only by the shifting part, and this small difference allows SOL to be more robust against photon number splitting attacks. And then I would like to add two more remarks before ending. First one is that here on the top of our device you can see that there is an optical filter, and we have to add this optical filter because of some kind of additional noise coming from crosstalk between quantum channel, our quantum channel, and the other optical fibers in the optical cable. And then the last remark is that this system has been installed in only few hours in April without the help of any physicist. And it has been running since then, if we accept a period of 2 months when the quantum channel was not available. Thank you, Miho.
Okay, thank you very much, Matthew.
So finally, I'd like to come back to Kogane. where our team from Austria is waiting. All Vienna is in charge of the link between Kogane 3 and Kogane 2. So, Andreas, can you hear me?
Yes, Werner, I can hear you.
Okay, could you please just talk about what is in front of you?
We operate our entanglement-based QKD link over fiber with 3 dB attenuation between the link Kogane 2 and Kogane 3. Here is the LS device, and we open the LS device for you that you can take a look into this device. Our optical setup is not fiber-based as the other systems in this network demonstration, so you can see the different optical components in it. Maybe you can see even our pump laser shining green. We have chosen such setup because it's easier to generate entangled photon pairs. Tomorrow, Professor Anton Zellinger will highlight the usage of entanglement in different quantum communications protocols. But let me explain the principle for you in few words. 2 entangled photons are always generated together. But even when they are separated very far, you see that they interact with each other. Firstly, both of them are all unpolarized. But as soon as the first photon is measured, for instance, to have horizontal polarization, also the second photon will immediately have the same polarization. And this is true for all of the different polarizations. These strong correlations is according to laws only valid in the quantum world, like for single photons. And therefore, we can use it for QKD. Normally, entangled base setups are quite large, but we manage them to shrink it, to fit it into the small box, which is usually closed, of course, during operation. It also contains some detectors, electronics, optics, and software. We also implemented some feedback loops for continuous operation, so we managed that this source was operating for nearly 1 year without human readjustments. If you have some more questions, please ask me at my post-presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Andreas. This concludes the introduction of the QKD network. Just to summarize, we have 6 teams. They're all distributed in this network here. Every team has a slightly different QKD system. They're all interconnected in this Tokyo QKD network. And this smooth interconnection is made possible thanks to the careful design of the Japanese interface between the quantum layer and the key management layer. So once the key are pushed to the quantum layer, to the key management layer, and are used by the application, so the application does not care where the key comes from and use it from there on. So in the following video conference and eavesdropping demonstration, we'll use all the links that connect Kogane to Otemachi to generate this key for this secure live conference, using the secret keys generated at all these nodes.
So in this demonstration, we use an encrypted video sent from Kogane to Otemachi, which shows scenes from a live video conference between our colleagues Akihiro Tanaka from NEC in Kogane and Toshio Hasegawa of Mitsubishi Electric in Otemachi. So let's spy a little bit on the video data display on the screens. So first, we see here Akihiro in Kogane, and he seems to have a very important conversation with Toshio in Otemachi, which is not supposed to be intercepted. So, and actually, here we see Akihiro the same way as Toshio does on his screen. And just for your information, we are not tapping here into the encrypted video stream, but for demonstration purposes, use a second output signal of the decrypted video data to display it here at this conference site. And here is a copy of Akihiro's screen. It looks like an ordinary video transmission, but in fact is a stream of data encrypted by one-time pad, which has been securely distributed by quantum communication in our Tokyo QKD network. And let me explain this screen divided into four. So the right-hand side on the top is Akihiro. It's a screen of Akihiro taken from his back. And below is, this is Akihiro is in Kogane. And below is Toshio in Otemachi. And on the left-hand side on the top, this is a screen of a key management server. So to monitor the status of the link in our network and analyze the data that has been gathered by the key agent, we are using two visualization tools in the form of graphical user interface that are displayed on the screen of the key management server PC. The first one here shows the network topology, including information on which links are currently active and used for the transmission of the encrypted video signal. As you can see, the primary route, illustrated by the blinking link, consists of the QKD links managed by NTT and Toshiba Research Europe Laboratory with a total length of 135 kilometers. We would like to emphasize that between NTT and Toshiba Research Europe Laboratory, the key is relayed to achieve secure communication over the long distance.
So as I said before, the PC agents, the key agents also collect data which is relevant to the link statistics. And inside this topology here now we see the key generation rate and the bit error rate of the quantum channel, the quantum bit error rate. So in this case, so just to mention here, what does this mean? Raw data is the raw bit rate of the detected photons, and the final key is the actual secure key that is used by the application. And here we see the bit error rate. So bit errors happen in every communication system. They are unavoidable due to imperfections of the sender, the transmission channel, the receiver, the detectors, even the presence of a potential eavesdroppers. So you can basically not avoid them. And so these errors happen in any but the goal of the key distillation system is now to correct all these errors and to extract only these errors which are not affected by these imperfections or the eavesdropper. So in this case, we have a quantum bit error rate of a few percent, which means which is the typical value for a secure non-hacked link. If this value would raise above a certain threshold, for example 12% for BB84 protocol, then we would know that the link is not secure anymore and we cannot generate keys anymore. So thanks to the theory of QKD, we know for each QKD protocol this value, this threshold value, and equipped with this knowledge, Alice and Bob just need to compare a small portion of the keys they generate for consistency, and based on that they can then judge whether it's safe still to continue to generate a key or not. So during an eavesdropping attack, the goal of the intruder, and the intruder is often called by the name Eve. This is easy to remember. Eve is eavesdropping. So this Eve tries to obtain a key without being detected. And to achieve this, it is not sufficient just to couple out some light of the fiber, like here with a beam splitter. She has to use a smarter method. And this smarter method goes by the name intercept and resend attack. So this shows here the basic concept. We have here on bottom the link between Alice and Bob, and Eve introduced the beam splitter to collect photons, detect them, analyze them, try to read them, copy them, and then send the photons back to Bob, so that in terms of photons, nothing is missing on the side of Bob. So in this is just to show. So here we show this eavesdropping device, which is in Kogane. Our Eve today sits in Kogane. And next we will ask Eve to switch on this eavesdropping device. Eve, could you please try to eavesdrop on our quantum channel? So now switched on the beam splitter. The entity link here is now under attack. Please focus your attention now on this quantum bit error rate. How will our key management system react? Okay, now the system has detected 50% error rate, and this is also illustrated by this blinking warning light over here, so Akihiro knows that there's an intruder in the system. The key management cannot generate, if this key cannot generate any keys anymore, so this is shown here by this 0 kilobit per second. And what is the system doing? It is, because of the network, it can reroute to a second link. So this link is shown over here, the NEC and the Mitsubishi link here, 45 kilometers for the NEC, and then relayed here over Otemachi down to Otemachi 2 over the 24 kilometers. And once more here, so the Eve tries still to hack on our primary route, but the video conference is still going on, unimpeded, and key generation can also go on. And we have only a few percent of bit error rate for the second link, which means that that link is now secure.
Excuse me, please use the microphone.
Yes, my name is Richard Hughes from Los Alamos. Actually, I have 3 questions. But first of all, I'd like to congratulate Professor Sasaki and all the teams on a really impressive demonstration and a really great video this morning. We're all very impressed with that. So my first question is about the trusted node architecture. Could someone contrast the architecture of your key management with the architecture that was used in the UQCC demonstration? And my second question is about whether the quantum signals and the video that we saw are carried on the same fiber or on different fibers. And my last question is probably a very simple one. In the secure video demonstration, it was described as a one-time pad encryption, but the graphics seem to show a rather low secret bit rate. So those are my 3 questions. Thank you.
Okay, let me answer about the first one, interface. So Japanese teams developed their own interface which should be app compatible. So any QKD machines which have been working in the UQCC network successfully could work also in Tokyo QKD network.
I do have a question. BB84 and other protocols have security proofs which of course don't speak in detail to the physical implementations, and there continue to be papers. There will be papers that we'll see during this meeting that say we can attack APDs either looking at timing jitter or dead time or blinding them and break quantum key distribution. So how does the community look at that? How comprehensive can the technological assessment be to ensure that these things are as secure as they need to be for the high-level applications for which you say they are intended?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I think it's a very important question, and the QKD community forgot a little bit about practical security when developing its technology. And we're a bit caught up now with practical attacks.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tomonori Aoyama from Keio University, and also I am serving as program coordinator in NICT. First, I would like to express my gratitude for inviting me to this very high-level international conference. To address the power generation system by their own. So, the security of non-quantum cryptography has been a major research area for the last 30 years, and we know quite a lot about it. Kasumi, which was originally published as MISTI.
Convince the security experts that QKD is already real. Reliability. This is of course a very essential and important issue different from other AV84 protocols, implemented later in each focus, but implemented in the relative phases between the passes.
Connected to the QKD Tokyo network, and now so you don't see any bitrate because we push all the keys to the next layer to the key agent. And so September, so I mentioned the system was installed in April for a few weeks, but then turned off for the summer.
The reason for that is that avalanche carriers, which are in the zeros and ones, using probabilistic quantum mechanical processes rather than deterministic processes that you have in pseudo-random number generators.
Despite I was accepted by physical review without evidence. I read times about his paper with Einstein, he was so proud about it. And Einstein, the New York Times wrote, Einstein takes quantum theory, like sunlight, scientists